Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca and welcome back to my Pixel Quest. Hey Fox, hey Tunic, maybe Tunic, hey. I wasn't sure where we were going to start coming back into the game here because we were in this mysterious room. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me today everybody. It is wonderful to have you back with us. I hope you're having a good day or a good evening. I hope something satisfying has happened to you today. I hope stress has been low, and if you have had stress, I hope that this at least serves as one of the things that gives you some reprieve today. It does for me. Alright, so at the end of the last episode, we found ourselves in this room. I charted a mysterious, invisible pathway to this chest. We opened the chest. The reason I'm doing it again now is just, I didn't think so, but I just wanted to double check that there wasn't that there wasn't somewhere else I could go. Because I could imagine, yeah, we're just going to go, like, we're kind of in the inner pathway here. But here we're in the outer pathway. I just really want to make sure I'm not missing that it goes, it could go somewhere off to the left or something, right? There's a little bit there that stops you. I thought for a second I'd found something. I haven't? No, this is the normal way in. Damn. I was excited. I thought, we're going really far to the left. This is it. Something else. No, maybe not. But, you gotta check. We can't get ourselves further in that direction. Or down. Okay. And I'm pretty sure I've already hugged the walls this way, but let's do it. So cute. Look at this little cutie. Working hard for us. Yay. So welcome back, of course, to our blind playthrough of Tunic. I'm so pleased to be playing again, and we're gonna I've got some big plans for this episode. I'm so keen not only to begin our episode by opening up that shortcut that I now know is called a shortcut. We're gonna go and do that. But I reckon there's a couple of really big things on my mind. Oh man, no, there's so many big and medium-sized things on my mind actually. But a couple of them are, I really want to go to Frog's, our new page from yesterday. Whoa, or from last episode, I should say. I really want to go to Frog's domain because I feel like it's going to be possibly where we get a hook shot or something like that. I don't know, using Zelda terms. And of course, I think it's time to finally go up these stairs to the mountain door. I want to do everything. This is always the problem. When you're playing by yourself, the minutes and the hours sort of go by in whatever way that they go by, and it doesn't, feel like you're waiting a really long time for things. Of course, when I'm recording these episodes, I'm sure you guys have been like, go up the stairs, go to the mountain door, Rebecca. But everything is important to me, right? Everything is important to me. So I also want to make sure that I'm actually, that I went back here, back beyond this area, and that I saw all of this. And I want to make sure that I'm noting things about the familiar overworld here, all of this sort of stuff, right? So, we get to things when we get to them. But today we got to go up those stairs. We got to go up those stairs and see, I think. Right now, though, I am just going to take a very, very small little trip to our own magical reality space. This is going to be short. I just have a couple of important, exciting little additions to tell you about. Right, we're back, but we're only going to be here for a very short amount of time. I'm not going to take much time today. But these are important. I've got four things to show you. These are important. The important thing is that I actually, because, I mentioned that I had figured out the character of Shaw in a shortcut. However, it was one of the very last things I had actually found out. So I hadn't had time when I was talking to you last to actually go through and kind of like figure out everywhere where that went and make the connection that I have made just here. I literally have just written this in before recording, that this indeed is the last character that I needed to work out what this mysterious place seems to be called. If I'm correct, and I may still be incorrect, and I have been in the past, so again, please, don't confirm anything for me, don't confirm or deny. Let's just say this is my working knowledge at the moment. But I think that this mysterious dream world spirit realm is called the Far Shore, is referred to as the Far Shore, which is beautiful in so many ways. Beautiful and a little bit disturbing in a little bit of a Twin Peaksy kind of way for me. Don't you think it has that, like, this expression is kind of evocative in that way? For me, it's a little bit Twin Peaks, like you're in a kind of what seems to be a sort of a mysterious non-space of some kind. I don't know if it is a non-space of some kind, but you know what I mean? It at the moment, it's kind of got that vibe to me, and it's called the Far Shore. No, that's slightly nightmarish. Oh, hey, Pixie, just walking in front of the laptop. Hey, Pixel. Hey, Pixel's been having a nice little sit outside. You're a little bit warm from the sunny, Bubba. Yeah, you've been sitting on the balcony. Yeah, you sniffing my coffee. You come to sniff my coffee, you can't have it. You can't have it. You have enough zoomies. So I think this is called the Far Shore, which, yeah, is beautiful, is a little Twin Peaksy kind of disturbing, but mostly beautiful. Mostly I'm impressed by the elegance of this, and I do have to just, this has been impressing me about so much of this language, is just how many expressions, and obviously, they've gone to the lengths to write things in English in a way where so many words can be expressed with one character that is symbolized by, in most cases, a vowel and a consonant combination, usually in that order and sometimes the reverse. So this is very beautiful and very well done in that way again. Far Shore, shore for shortcut, the Far Shore. So this is the port to a Far Shore, I think. All right, on to the second of our 4. This is just a little bit of a catch up because now I know what goes here, and this is still a mystery to me, especially this first half here, that I'm calling the outcome. However, the condition part of this statement, the second half, I think I got it, and I'm calling it a condition because I'm pretty sure that what it says is, if the hero lies in the shore. Now, I suppose I don't know 100% exactly, like, if this is correct, what shore refers to, but maybe it's all of that kind of blue, spacey realm, or maybe it's a specific part of it, I'm not sure. I don't know what this first part is yet. I don't have, a couple of the characters here to be able to work out this word. I know that something is something here. So that's the outcome of this condition. And I don't know, I guess one of the reasons I'm highlighting this as a condition is because, it is an if statement. If the hero lies in the shore, I wonder if that's something that can change throughout our gameplay. Is the hero in the shore now? Is the hero in the room with us right now? Is the hero in the shore right now? Is the hero not? If it does turn out that the tall female fox who may be our mother is, this is one of my wild theories, is the past hero, then does her being kind of, captured within the hexagons, the hexagon prism, does that mean that she's in the shore and therefore this condition is met? And then what? I don't know. I'll have to get there with some more translation. But I am very happy with this one. So I believe this is when we first enter one of these one of these ports, perhaps we're calling them, warp points, we get this, and I'm pretty sure it says a far shore. I haven't written this down in here. The space, took me a long time to get this one, but I was very happy with it. The space, this took me a long time, and for a while I was guessing. I had the T part of it, and I was just guessing words, and I was like, the space heart? Is there a thing called the space heart? No, it's the space that, I'm pretty sure. The space that is not here. Something, something. I don't have the something, something yet, but the space that is not here. So it sort of does seem to be saying, right? It seems to be kind of, if I'm correct about this, it seems to be actually explicitly saying it's a little bit of a non-space. It's a little bit of an ambiguously existing space. And I don't know what these characters are yet. I'm very curious because I see them in various places and I really want to know. However, I've just had a bit of a guess at it. This shape of character is often associated with n, like, you know, sounds that begin with n. And I was actually noting in my notes how close it is to something that a character that I have written down as near, but it's not near. It's, you know, it's similar. And that made me think, could it actually be, like, what would fit as an expression here? The space that is not here, something, something. Like, you know, it's hard to even guess, like, what logically might follow that with two words, especially two short words. But I thought maybe it's not here, nor there. And I can see these sounds being expressed as single, you know, syllables. Nor there. It's a little bit rough, but it's just a guess. All right. Final one. Obviously, this is a really important one. I was very, very keen, of course, to try and figure out what our menu even says. I'm part of the way there, but I'm very happy with what I've found. Took me a while, but I'm pretty sure that these things are saying single use, which makes perfect sense. They are single use items, different to whatever these items are called. I still don't know. And this one, I truly got, I just found this really delightful. Maybe you can tell, I was like, oh, this is great, this is so clever. I was having a lot of nerdy fun with this one. And yeah, equipment makes a lot of sense. And they've used the word equipment in the manual, makes so much sense. So really clever. I love that they've, you know, this is what they do in this language, or in their, I guess what I should say is, you know, it's, because it's English, it's just English with a different script. But the way that they're using the language, you know, through the manual, through all of these, you know, the in-game text and things like that, is often they're finding, you know, interesting, very unconventional ways of phrasing things. And sometimes I wonder if it's to make translating it elusive, a challenge. Sometimes I wonder if it's to, you know, for an actual other purpose that, you know, might be contextual. Sometimes I wonder if it's so that they're actually giving you a neat range of the characters, of the syllables, so that you can actually kind of do exactly what I'm doing, right? And be able to bit by bit compare, contrast, you know, and zero in on different syllables as you go. Things like that, which also leads me to the thought, like, are there going to be some that are really, really rare and really hard for me to find? I would love it if so. Bring on the challenge game. That would be great. I don't know what this one is. I know it ends in ts. My working theory is that it says bits, because it's the only thing I can think of that makes sense. So that's a question mark. But it would make sense that they would call this bits, because I was kind of thinking, yeah, like how would you class what's going on here? And I think it probably goes for this as well. These are all parts of, not necessarily parts of wholes, because I don't think the gems are a part of a whole, but they are bits of a collection, let's say. They are parts of a collection. So this, yeah, that makes sense to me. All right, we'll leave it there. Back to the gameplay. Even though this is also gameplay for me, but back to conventional gameplay. Okay, and we're back. Now, I'm just noting that, like, you know, this seems to be another bit of a door. Like, we found these kind of golden places, these golden kind of chunks in a few places, sitting in the water on the ground. They do seem to be like, I don't know, they seem to me like the big golden doors that we've seen around the place. So they seem like they've been destroyed, but they could be something else. It could be something that's not a golden door as well. Okay, let's go back behind the waterfall. I'm pretty sure, I'm feeling like every waterfall is going to have something behind it in this game, which is immensely satisfying. We definitely checked along there. I have to try this, right? Because this is a weird little flower. I got to try this with everything. Pray to the flower. Pray on the flower. It's just conspicuous, and I've got to try things with things that are conspicuous. That's how we learn. Ooh, get away! I love that sound. I love this sound as well. Yay, we've freed the tuning fork. I don't know why. I don't know what it's going to do. Maybe they also transport you, because they do seem to be located in places. They do seem to be like located in places where, like, even in little collections, you know, like up here there's a few of them that are all sort of near each other. So maybe you could, I don't know. And I'm really thinking about what I think is the library, that incredible majestic thing above. Why am I doing this and not warping? Why am I ignoring the incredible power that I have before me? Because if I go through there, it's going to be a bit more time consuming. All right, back we go. Up here, up the hidden ladder. There we go. Great. Excellent. Just thinking about how these things work as well. The very first time I came across them, there was like a gap that we couldn't get past. And there was one of these hooks on either side. So I was thinking that, yeah, they would be sort of like grappling hooks that you could go back and forth on, which may still be the case. However, this is one that doesn't appear to have a partner, basically. I'm wondering if maybe what would make sense? What would make sense for a hook? Why did you just look down there? You're just looking at the enemy. Okay. Every time Tunic looks at something, I'm like, what are you looking at? Also, I do have an offering, but I actually this is one of the other many things on my list. I really want to take this one to the appropriate hero's grave, where I think we can access the staircase that leads to this. So I don't want to use it yet, as good as it would be. Yeah. I don't know, maybe the hook, maybe a single hook like somehow gets used to like flip you. Like maybe you launch off of a hook in some way. I don't know how that makes sense, but this one, we don't have to pray on the other end. We just, oh yeah, that's right. This one brings me right into danger. Great. Love that for me. But I don't say no to the gems. I don't say no to the gems. Yeah, come on. Thank you. We'll take them all. All right. Now, where to from here? There's other things that are on my mind that I haven't mentioned yet. So one is that I've realized. I'll show you in the book, in the good book, in our great book. Here. All right. I realized that that basically I was wrong about where this hidden tunnel is. This is kind of all just stemming from like my original assumption that was wrong, that like this was all going to lead to like a boss area down here, and it just kind of got me confused about what was what. And it was like many of the the sort of the things I forget or the mistakes that I make along the way very 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 often in these games. It was just an assumption that I didn't go back and revisit until just recently when I revisited it looking at this page, and I was like, that's the room where we originally climb up the ladder and we fight all of these little bat things, bat skulls down there. So I want to go and see if actually in that room I can find that hidden passage. So let's go there right now. Up. That went well. This music. I know I've talked about how much I like this music before, but hearing it again, this music super reminds me of... Okay, some of you might know this. This super reminds me of the music that plays in... Oh, now that's interesting. Alright, so... Let me finish this sentence and then I'm going to tell you something I've literally got written down in my notes here. It reminds me of the music in, I think it's called Gloomy Gulch, in one of the Paper Mario, I think it's Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, maybe, which I am a huge fan of. I love the Paper Mario series. I haven't played all of them. I think I've played all of them. I think I've played most of the best games. But, that music really, that bit is very gloomy. I think it's called Gloomy Gulch. Anyway, all right. Now, the reason that this is interesting to me is because the note that I wrote to myself is, looking back at previous episodes, I noticed that this rainbow aura here seems to be on the shrines when we first encounter them. And then when I save here, it's not here anymore. And even when I come back to the shrines after that, as far as I can tell, it's still not there. This rainbow aura is gone. And yet, even though I've been to this shrine many times, here it is again. So I was thinking it was maybe I was getting a little bit worried because I was like, is this, what is this? Why is it here? And is it important? And am I like using it all up every time I go to a shrine and I don't have the opportunity to get it back again? I don't know. I was wondering about that, right? But here it is again. So that is a fascinating data point. There's a fascinating data point. I'm pretending to write it in my notes right now. like a Tunic game scientist. What I was just thinking is, do I need to save here, or can maybe we just leave it? Because I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's important. It's not going to stop me from like saving in places where I need to save. All right, this is the room. Let's first deal with these things. So this should have... Look at this. Well, I mean, it's here. It's sort of here as well, but it looks conspicuous, right? I just tried praying. Oh, praying is everything. I'm not saying anything about reality here, but in this game, dang, there we go. I'm sure that this is how we can access that. Yes. Where are we? 2 out of 3. This is it. This is how we access this elusive chest that has been bugging me for so long. Finally. Probably that's what you're saying. Oh, snap. I got 2 more coins now. The list keeps growing of things I really want to do. I want to go and make some more wishes. Cool. All right, let's just double check. So we can't get there. Look at my little lamp peeking through the wall there. Excellent. Oh man, it was just that the whole time. I guess at least that's validating, because it means that I wouldn't have been able to get through here until I figured out the praying dynamic anyway. I really want to... I actually wish it would close, because I want to see it again. I want to see that... Can I close it? No. I really want to see it again. I have one more scientific experiment that I want to do. I have one more now that I'm thinking about it. This is probably silly, but that's the nature of trying things. I love the sound that they make. Might be a little bit cruel to say that, but the kind of... It is almost like a bit of a robotic power down sound, which maybe it is meant to be. I was just like, can I pray my way out of this situation? No, okay. Okay. Yeah, this one's gone rainbow aura again. So maybe the whole thing is just that whatever it is, it changes over time. Like maybe whatever it is, it replenishes over time. Don't know. And there's quite a few other places in this game where we see a kind of a swirling rainbow aura. I think often when we're in the far shore, I can now call it. I will now call it. And again, working theory might be incorrect. Cool, great. That worked out very well. There might be more to be had, but there we go. Scamper. One more little thought here. So we're being told something is down there beyond the waterfall, but as far as I can tell, and I'm just going to do this even though I'm sure it won't do anything, something is down there beyond the waterfall, but what I'm wondering is, and when we've seen that, yeah, usually it's these things, right? It's like the yellow warp points, or ports. I don't know if I should call it a port. So maybe that's what it is, but have I already been there somewhere else? If it's something that we can't access from here, have I been there in some other fashion? Like, is it something at the bottom of Dark Tomb? Dunno. I don't think so. Maybe we get there some other way. I don't think I can currently get there. Tunic, what are you looking at? Why are you looking up there? That's very distinctly looking up there. What you looking at? Buddy? What you see? These are the trials and tribulations of having a silent protagonist. For now, we must wonder. Maybe we'll get something that, I don't know, lets us... this is my Zelda brain thinking of like new tools and new abilities, right? Maybe we'll get something that lets us like grab upwards or jump. Yeah, this is rainbow aura again. So after a time, they become rainbow aura again. Okay. Maybe that's just when I go in and out of the game. Maybe it's as simple as that. Like when I actually like quit the game and come back in fresh. Could just be that, or it could be some sort of renewal over time. I can't explain to you why I'm doing what I'm doing. Don't ask for an explanation. Sometimes I'm just suspicious. But I am still wondering about this. I'm still wondering about that. Maybe we get somewhere else underneath all of that. Okay. I'm sorry that you all have to see this. It's Power Hammer all over again. If you know, you know. Now, I had said that I wanted to come here and pray. I actually literally can't remember if I've tried this already, so sorry if this is the second time I'm doing it. I don't think so. Nope. Nope, just alerting all of the slimes to where I am. Okay. Shortcut. I totally forgot to go back to shortcut because I got excited about all of the other stuff we were doing. Alright, back to shortcut we go. Back to shortcut we go. It's probably like effectively useless as a shortcut now because I'm doing this like so late. There's just so much. There's so much to be... Excuse me. There's so much to be interested in. Well, this is going to be so much easier when I have the shortcut open. Let's go. It's really not very far. It's just over here. It's just over here and up this ladder. I say that. There's probably going to be 100 distractions on the way. But you know, that's just this game. Like it's so fun. There's so much to do. That one stands on the spot, which is really convenient. Really convenient. And in fact, maybe what I should do is get a little bit more bomb usage. Should I try? So I have this with this particular bomb. If I use more of these other bombs, is the same thing going to happen with them? Probably so. Probably so. But I have so many of this kind of bomb and I only have 2 of these and I don't have a single one of the fire bomb. So let's do this. Oh, let's do this actually, just in case. This is so good. It's so effective. Look at that. We just chuck it and they're over. Very satisfying. So I think it's up here, yeah? Oh, then there's this. What if praying gets us that page? Great. Yeah, when it was here the first time, bam. I just headed down instead of going up here. But admittedly, there were many exciting things. Shortcut open. Shortcut open. Well, should I? Let's do it. Now, are you gonna throw 2 or are you gonna throw 1 down there? You're gonna give me the option, maybe. Powerful. And lots of little hexagons come out. I guess I still have no idea how all of this works. However, it's not as if it gives me the option to have 2 selected, right? I'm gonna put this one on again to see if we see the hearts again. And I'm gonna leave the other coin because I seriously don't know what this is doing yet exactly. I know I'm making wishes, and I know it's related to the cards, but I don't really know how this works yet. Sorry, what are you looking at? You're looking at the enemy? You're looking at the enemy. This is probably... There's no obvious, like, sort of point to stand here. So it's probably not praying. It's probably like an ability that we don't have, but I'm going to give it a try. Yeah, like look at these tuning. Hey, there we go. So, all right. So that's really, really nice confirmation that. Hang on. I've just noticed that this is the same sort of cross as the secret door that we just opened. No? Okay. So something is... We do appear to be turning on those cards. It's just that so far the heart-related one is the only one I've actually seen an outcome from. Like, if this is increasing my attack power and this is increasing my defense power, I would have to do a little bit more of an actual experiment with fighting the same enemy with and without to see if it's making a difference. These, I haven't noticed what it's doing. And also this, like, if this is increased defense, then what is this that also I would assume is like a wrist brace of some kind, which I would assume is something to do with defense. So I don't know. Mysteries. These, something to do with reviving, right? Something to do with their echo of self, I guess. But I don't know why. I haven't noticed a change. And this one, like, getting more out of our potions is my best guess. So, hang on. Let's get back to some kind of workable system here. That'll do. Okay. Though I am a little concerned about using my magic items now. I'm a little concerned. Hang on now, why does this now say +0? You know what? I'm literally confused. It's because, so we would, alright, I think I get it. The +1 is saying you have a mystery, it's like saying you have a bonus bomb. So before we had 8, I threw 2 at the at the envoy, I think it's called, and now I have 7. So we've used one that's accounted for in the regular number, and we've used one that's accounted for in the bonus number. So it makes sense. It's just kind of interesting, like, why doesn't it just get folded into our overall number? I guess then because you wouldn't know that you have a bonus. I'm going to put that there. I'm just going to commit to using these bombs a little bit more and see if we get like a +2 or whatever. Okay, now there's also this. Alright, I don't like that. It's not a pious door. Okay, so we got two lovely mysteries here right in this spot for me. I love it. Thank you. Great. Great. Just like every new thing I learn is making me rethink the environment. Pray to headless fox. Nope. Cool. Pray to wind chimes. For those of you who might watch my my Silksong playthrough, I'm just going to say this reminds me of something in that. I'm a little bit obsessed with this. I find this curtain with this mysterious map-like a diagram on it conspicuous and interesting. Okay, pray to empty pot. Can we make some food? I feel like this is, like, my working theory of this is that this is the hero's little house. This is the hero's house. I'm wondering, obviously, I'm wondering about everything. I'm wondering about, even just in the larger sense, like, what do these hexagons represent? Like, here in what I would assume is it's the home of someone nice, I think. It's a lovely comfort home. I would say it's probably the previous hero's home, who may be our mother. They have hexagon patterns on their mats, you know? So to me, this says the hexagon doesn't represent an evil power. The hexagon doesn't represent a bad force. When we focus on an enemy, we're using hexagon power because it's got little hexagons around it. I think no, here we go. Example. There we go. There we go. Something else I'm thinking about all of this is actually going back to a thought that I had, I think, way at the beginning of the game, which is, how can I illustrate this? Like, even the gems at the top could sort of, I don't know, like, they look like, I suppose, a little kind of diamond shape, but I'm wondering, like, you know, sometimes they look like, you know, they look more like cubes, right? And the hexagons are cubes from a different perspective. If you consider this simply a shape from a fixed perspective, like a shadow, consider it a shadow, right? Like up here in the top center, our little hexagon icon there. That could be the shadow shape. My terminology is not amazing, but I hope you know what I mean. If this was a shadow, it could be the shadow of a cube. So are the hexagons sort of ultimately representing cubes? Is there a relationship between the hexagons and cubes is kind of where I'm going with this. I don't know, yeah. And I guess they don't appear to be evil. Maybe they simply represent power. But at the same time, our mother is trapped within a giant prism of hexagons. And also, you know, when we got that big zoom, I'm just, you know, saying mother, I don't know. But when we got that sort of zoom back in the initial cutscene that we saw here, like, it showed a very giant version of like the 3 color hexagons there that seemed very imposing. And it sort of felt to me like, is she trapped by this power, whatever it is? However, she might also be being protected. This is also a possibility I am acknowledging. It's also because this here, hang on, you know, we don't know what's happened in this world yet, but this is called a temple, you know? So it's called a temple. It has the hexagons on it. Here's the other thing. When these doors open, like, so they have, it's a bit hard to see here because it's open, but it has the 3 hexagons sort of symbol in the middle. Then they have lines shooting off that connect to squares. Squares, again, might represent cubes from a different perspective. And maybe even thematically, that's a thing. Like, looking at things from different perspectives, you know? Anyway, I'm sure you can see where I'm going with this. Let's head on up. I actually want to go through here again because I want to revisit it. Like, I've come very far now with this translation. I haven't gone back to this yet. I haven't, so I reckon there's a lot for me to find out when I do that. I may very well do it after this episode. But for now, I'm gonna enjoy living in... Nope. I'm gonna enjoy living in a little bit of ignorance on this matter. We'll get there. We'll get there. Everything in time. Everything in time. We have a ton to think about and do. Oh, it's nice coming back to this, to this cool music. This is where we found a page. We opened this up. I'm pretty sure I checked very carefully everywhere for hidden pathways and tunnels. Mother in any sense. And this, there we go. Up. Scamper. Bam. Have I checked everywhere along here? I'm sure that I have, but like, let's just be sure rather than assume we are sure. Cool. Okay, maybe that's a waterfall I can get into as well. I look forward to it if so. I had a feeling. I had a strong feeling. I had a feeling they were tongue skulls. God, that sounds terrible. Checking corners. I know all of this is the shortcut over here. It's been long enough and I've learned so much since then that revisiting is an important thing for me. Okay. Just a chest and then that goes down to the shortcut. Yep. Alright. Let's do it. Let's do it. I've got so many other things I want to do, but let's go up these stairs. Haha. Haha. Are we still in the same reality? Hard to tell. It could just be very windswept. You know, I know we're meant to go forward. I know we're meant to go forward, but I gotta check. Gotta check. Oh, lovely. Lovely. The piano makes this feel very meaningful. And then over here, nothingness. Or it's just too bright. It's too bright. Okay. No hidden pathways. Let's go up. The music is waiting for me. Let's go this way, apparently. Let's check after. Let's follow the story here. So many destroyed / decayed things as well. That's interesting. It's a very, very different kind of block to everywhere else. Oh, I'm gonna pray there later. I'm gonna pray so hard there. Oh, hello. It looks like this door here. That's what it looks like. Whatever it is, it looks like this door looks like. Oh my god. And there is a staircase there that's broken down. Where does that lead? Can I get around that rock? Let's look at this. Take it. Yes, please. What? It's just the page I was thinking of before. I was like... And I knew... because it's here. I've been waiting for page 20. It says page 20, you're going to learn more about the freaking cards. What good timing. What good timing. Excellent. Oh my god. Look at these words. I love them. Cyan Peril Ring. Peril Ring. Huh. Maybe, like, I'm not translating here. At first I'm just gonna look at the, you know, like the English script as it is. But I guess what I'm thinking is this saying, isn't this amazing that this has a skull above it? I wonder what it's saying is your defense, just because this is a thing in other games, right? Like, when you're actually in peril, i.e. when your health is really low, you'll have more defense. Maybe it's that. We haven't even seen this card. Inverted Ash. Ooh. Oh, okay. All right, hang on. I'm getting some... Oh, guys, I'm getting some thoughts about this. I was thinking what a cool... You know, what a cool phrase this was. Inverted Ash. You know, and I was thinking, you know, is Ash what we're... Like, what's represented in this world that we're in right now? Because it's very kind of... ashy, maybe sandy, dusty, I don't know. But then I thought, hang on, well, this is what I've been doing with my hours and hours outside of the game, right? Like doing my maths homework, which is what it's like a lot of the time, actually, in a very exciting way. I just mean, like, it would be boring to watch me doing it most of the time. It's really is just very, you know, like it's a lot of labor. But it's labor that I greatly enjoy. But what I've been doing with so many hours outside of the game is just, you know, going back and forth, working out all of these characters. And of course, a lot of the time I have been inverting them. I've been inverting them when there's a little circle at the bottom of the character. And then I thought, well, ash is a short syllable. So an inverted ash would be what? It would be Shah. Or ash Shah. Shah. It would be Shah. I'm just saying, my little ping pong brain that is seeking ideas and seeking connections, just as a part of my process, and also just as a part of how I have a great time with these games, how I have fun, is just thinking about that. But otherwise, inverted ash, very cool. And it appears to be a potion, but it looks different. I mean, it's different to the potion flasks that we've been accustomed to. The shape of the bottle is different, and it doesn't have a heart on it. It has sparkle. A sparkle of some kind. A flower sparkle. But it says something about our MP and HP. Lucky Cup. We have this one, and it's interesting that it's called Lucky Cup, and it doesn't seem to be a picture of a cup, but okay. Lucky Cup. Maybe they mean like a cup as in like Mario Kart, like a race, you know. Let's play the Lucky Cup. I don't know. Maybe it is a cup. Maybe it's a cup shaped like a heart. Either way, what we can see there is 15%, which is making me think, is it saying there that when you fell an enemy, there's a 15% chance of a heart coming out? Could be that. Muffling bell, another one that we haven't seen. And what I love about this is it's sound related. And I still am expecting, probably, you know, there's some kind of very important sound element to things going on. But I don't know exactly what. I don't know how that's going to manifest. And what makes me very happy right here is seeing how high this page number is right here. Because I hope this manual is hundreds of pages. That's hundreds of pages of a great time for me. And hopefully for you as well. I do know that says cards. I recognize that very easily. I like that we can actually see the pattern on the cards are really close up here. That's much closer than any other page, I think. So I guess the little things, the three little things that are around the corner edges, not the black bits, but still as a part of the blue there, kind of look like what I've been calling the CRT. What have I been calling the pillars a little bit. Like, they look like CRT pillars, but with little cute feet. All right. God, this is gonna tell me how this works. Yes, I know about the dotted line. I'm just seeing what information I can glean without doing translation first. Oh, so these are even more. We have this first one here. We have the one that I think is related to the Echo of Self. There's one that is a burning, broken sword, and there's one that is a shield with a meter on it. So maybe that's to do, with this, I should say, the vigor meter, the stamina meter or the vigor meter, that is on our shield when we block. Oh, there's some kind of system going on here. Okay. So this is to do with how many coins we're throwing into the well. Wells, in fact, I can just read this immediately. I know that this is wells and wells and probably coins, because I know that it's nz at the end. I don't know. Koi, but would it be a double vowel sound? Anyway, I'll come back to it. Could be wells and coins. So now, how... Obviously, when I have a good go at translating this, I may figure out what this is saying. It depends on how much I'm able to do. Probably a very large amount, I would say, just looking at the characters. I recognize a lot of them. I recognize some words all over the place. I can see be, I can see and, I can see, yeah, all kinds of things. But I can see but. I can, man, you have no idea how well I can see the word but. I've looked at that word so much. I see buts. I see buts. So how to interpret this, though, without even doing the translation? We have essentially two different systems of numbers here. 2 could be that 2, 3, 4, 5 could be the number of coins that go into the fountain. And it could be with 2 coins in the fountain, 3 cards become available, 3 slots become available. No, hang on, but no. Because 3 is also 3. And 4 is 4 and 5 is 5. So why would 2 and 3 be the same? And here's the other question. Why is it in a triangle shape? Is there an actual... does this potentially represent the number, the total number of cards? I wonder if that's possible. And if so, are they actually represented in this manual in a triangle shape? And so this is saying, if you put 2 cards into the well, these specific cards will activate. With 3 coins in the well, these specific ones also become available, etc., etc. With 5 coins, maybe we get the power from all of them. Probably seems a little too generous to imagine it that way. Okay, and I got to look at these screenshots here. So, it's showing the menu. By the way, on the menu, is that the lamp or is that a different lamp? Looks bigger and rounder, I'm gonna say. Anyway, it's showing the menu. It shows this part of the menu. And then it shows how to get to the cards. Okay, so I think that's that. It doesn't seem to be any different to what I recognize. Cards. Alright, I would love to get stuck into that. Help! Hints and clues, and we got some more text from mystery person in the past. Who may be a different person or may just be us. It's open for anything. Very cool. And once again, check it out. Once again, Fox/Tunic, our tiny hero, is using text that doesn't have a horizontal line at all. I find this really fascinating because literally here... By the way, there's one spread in between these two. Okay, cool. Here is the other instance where our hero, who, by the way, might be past hero, not our current hero. I have no idea. But the fox represented in the manual fox, let's say, manual fox, here and here, thinks/communicates, expresses themselves without a horizontal line in their text. And it's not just that the horizontal line is missing, it's that the gap between the top and between the upper and the lower portion of the character is missing as well. They are joined together. It seems symbolic. What I actually wondered, though it's a little bit different now that I've seen this. So if we go all the way back to the other instance of this, here, there is a horizontal line. There's no gap, but there's a horizontal line. What I wondered is, does this represent, because in this one they're lost. They're going, And I wondered if maybe this one here, they're praying, and I wondered if they were sort of more, how can I say, like more serene, more at peace, And maybe then there's something going on with the text that sort of represents their level of like comfort, their level of serenity, their level of confidence, or something like that. And if that were the case, then what does all of this represent? It represents disconnection to some degree. However, here there's no horizontal line. The two halves of the text are joined together, but I'm going to say that they definitely don't look serene. They look like they're really, really bothered. So, very interesting. Now, I desperately want to come back to this, but let's just look at the overall page. Let's be disciplined. Hints and clues. This is going to be amazing. This is going to be amazing. I'm so excited. Aha. Here, so I immediately just see 3 keys. It's talking about the temple, the sealed temple, no doubt. What are these? Because they look like the images that are on our cards. However, they don't look like the actual cards. Interesting. All right. I'm just going to go really quickly over the English text here. The temple, 3 keys. We see the picture of the 3 hexagons that might also be 3 cubes that are in CIT colors. Then there's like the hexagons. We see a little image of the plinths, which points us towards this page that talks about praying to the plinths. Then we see Krabby at the ruined atoll, and it shows the warp point, or the port. Now we've got this golden colored card of some kind down here with golden important text. In fact, I think that says the golden. It's kind of like, because I can see old, so I reckon that says golden. The golden. Oh God, forgive me, Real. I got to do this right now. This is 2 characters. I can look this up. So we've got a Pac-Man. You can see me. You can hear me in action. Pac-Man double line. Pac-Man double line. What are you? You're not row. Pac-Man double line and down arrow line. Do I even have these? And it doesn't say stars, because it would end with a Z if it did. And I'm also just noting that this is sort of like stars that seem to be sort of stars or sparkles, let's say, that seem to be connecting with each other linearly, in a linear fashion, with one of them being a large one. Pew, 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 pew. Something like that. And it relates to something on page 49. Oh yes, I'm so glad that there are so many pages here. Okay. The golden what? I'm so sure I have this character. It's not Ra, because that's origami bird. Pa. Oh, is this... I haven't learned this off by heart yet, but I wonder if this is power. The golden power. That's good enough for me. I'm gonna work it out later, but I reckon that could be the golden power. That could be golden power. Oh, how Zelda. How Zelda. I love it. Now these two are a bit disturbing because checkpoint, dead. And it shows the plinth again, pointing to how we pray in front of the CRT plinths. Which, by the way, I'm so sure I must have pointed this out before, but I'm just sort of noting it again in case I haven't. It has trees behind it. And it certainly all seems serene, doesn't it? Do they represent some sort of power of nature? Don't know. And then we have old burying ground. That certainly looks like there's a cemetery. And I know that at the end with the question mark there says why, because I've just learned the word why. I think. Pretty sure. Okay. All right, incredibly interesting. Now what's going on here? Our little hero is thinking and thinking about something. What are you thinking and thinking about? And then what is happening here? Are they saying... This is blowing my mind a little bit. Are they saying to reverse... Are they saying to reverse the top and the bottom? Oh my god! If so, that is mind-blowing and incredible, and I never for a second thought about this possibility, and it makes so much sense. Then, why? Oh, so much makes sense about it. So much makes sense about it. It makes so much sense why the text itself has a gap and a split between the upper and the lower half, but it also makes so much sense why the shapes above and below so often, in so many ways, mirror each other, but not completely most of the time, because they have to... Because there probably have to be ways to translate the things that are in the top half and sort of impose them, like swap them around and impose them on the bottom half. The implications of this are wild. The implications of this are wild because it means that you can have words. Oh, you can have hidden words within words. My face is melting off, everybody. My face is melting off and I love it in the best way. Because here we have... Alright, let's try and do this, right? I know that the second character there, it's kind of... Because I'm so used to looking at the characters in a different way. I know that the second character there is an S. The first one there with a gem on top and a line below... I must have. Not Sha, not D, not Ta. Obviously, these are. I've tried my best to sort of like group things in a certain way, but my lookup is difficult. Things are. I kind of have to just scan all over. Ta. It could be Ta from touch. I always try to write the word that I find the sound from, because that's actually really important, because it means not only does it help to clarify for me how I'm assuming the syllable sounds, what the actual syllable is. Ta, it comes from touch, but it also helps me if I need to revise something, if I'm like, oh, okay, you know, actually this word is said in a different accent, so I actually need to rethink this. Anyway, I think that's sta, so I think sta in the middle. And then we have a kind of a right branch and a right bottom tick. Do I have that anywhere? Right branch, right tick, right branch, right tick. It's actually something I don't have a lot of, this kind of branch leaning to the right construction. No, that's a branch and a stick on the top. No, not re, that's an arrow. Right branch. No. Oh, maybe I don't have this one yet. Not C or Sir, because that's got a dead snail at the bottom of it. I may not have that final one there. Oh, no, sorry, I do. It's a totally common... It's because I was looking at like the parts of my pages that have the sort of the fuller syllables, not the single sound syllables. It's a single sound syllable. It's k. It's k. So, what did we say? We said stuck. Stuck. And so, actually, is that first one then I'm? Is it a flipped around I'm my? Is it a flipped around my? This actually might be giving me the character for my. I have... Ah! Alright, you guys are getting this live. I think this might be... This might be another one of those characters that's a little bit different to how I'm saying it, to how it's meant to be. Because I have this written down here. I have the version of this character without the circle at the bottom of it. And I have it written down as May from Maid. May, Maid. Aim. Aim. So I would read this as aim stuck, which to me, as an Australian, sounds a little bit Kiwi. Sounds a little bit like somebody from New Zealand. Aim stick. Aim stick. Oh my god, huge apologies. I can't even do like a bad, it's just, that is a disaster of an attempt at a Kiwi accent, but it sounds a little bit like that to me. But actually, so rather than May, Maid, my, yeah, I'm gonna have to think a little bit about that one, but I reckon that's what it is. I'm gonna put my there as sort of like yeah, just no. So I think he's saying I'm stuck. Now the question is, now this is interesting. What appears to be happening here, when I look at the first, the parts of the biro text here that are in circles, that's why I initially had the assumption that what this is saying is swap the top half and the bottom half. However, if we look at the third character there with the with what I'm calling the gem at the top, it is actually only the top half of that character that appears to have been put at the bottom of it. Which... And the other thing is that here's what's kind of confusing, is that the other two, so the second and the fourth character here, doesn't appear to have changed at all. Doesn't appear to have changed at all. And we can see that there's a little gap in between the gem in, you know, the text that the hero is thinking. Why? I don't have that yet. So it's like the top half of the word is moving to the bottom. And the circle is going. The circle is being erased. All right, let's have one more live look up for what this third character would be if what it was, yeah, if you did that to it, if it was kind of the Y shape at the top and the little carrot at the bottom. So a Y with a carrot. I don't think I have too many of them. I might not have this. It's very similar to a T, but a T has a line at the bottom and not a carrot. Yeah, the sh has an arrow at the bottom. She has a kind of an eye at the bottom of it. These are characters that have the sort of the Y shape at the top. But a Y with a carrot, I may not be lucky enough to have yet. And if it does change the word stuck, it's going to be changing the ta part of it. So it's going to be, well, it could be so many things. It could be so many things. Very similar to a towel, but no, not a carrot. Not a carrot on the bottom. Will she find it? Will she find it? Actually, I don't think she will. All right, maybe I don't have that one yet, but I'm sure that I can without too much trouble. Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Dang. These were very interesting, valuable pages. Very interesting, valuable pages. All right. Maybe there's something very important to do at this door, but I have gone over time and I'm going to have to leave it here. I'm so sorry. But it's been big. It's been big. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have enjoyed, a like for the video. Subscribe for the channel if you're not subscribed. And any positive comments, as long as they don't contain any confirmations or denials or suggestions of anything that is or isn't or is coming or anything like that, outside of any game information like that, thank you so much for all of your incredible, wonderful, positive comments. It's been really good to see how many people love this game and are enjoying this playthrough. That this game is so meaningful to people, and I get it. I get it so much. Love this game so much. It's ridiculous. So again, just a huge shout out to everybody who recommended this game. You have brought something very, very special into my life, and I hugely appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next episode, everybody. Do something very nice and lovely for yourself. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.